channel. My name is Dido, and on this channel, we talk about your personal growth as well as your personal finance. When I mean personal finance, I mean money, your money goals, right? So today I'll be talking about ETFs. I don't know if you've heard of the word ETFs, right? So ETFs are exchange traded funds. So now, when you say exchange, just like it sounds, exchange is basically like assume like you are in a market where you buy and sell, right? But in this case, you are buying, you are investing, you are buying securities. Now, a fund is simply a pool of resources or a pool of money you are bringing together money, right? Now, so an exchange traded fund basically is like you're pulling resources, pulling money together to buy investments. Now, to make it easier, a layman's term, just assume you take like a basket to the market, right? Now, instead of buying one item, assume you want to buy a fruit, say it's apple, right? But instead of buying just apple, you go to the market and then you buy different fruits. You buy apples, you buy mangoes, you buy bananas, you buy oranges, right? And you have a basket full of those fruits. Now imagine that that ETF is your basket, right? So basically, an ETF is instead of buying just one share, say a share of one company, you are buying fractions, you are buying a part ownership of different companies. So let's say companies in maybe the US, for instance, you are buying part of Apple, you are buying part of Amazon. You have different investments in different companies, right? So that's your so now it's now the benefit of it is that you are spreading your risk as opposed to just buying investment in only one company. Now you have bits, right? And pieces of different companies, right? So it allows you to spread your risk. So that's what exchange traded fund is about. So basically, you go into the market. That's the stock market, and you buy. So basically, what happens is that the prices fluctuate, right? So maybe at the start of the day, you might have a certain price, and by the end of that day, you have another price. So the price may have increased. For instance, maybe 50, 50 naira has increased to maybe 100 naira at the end of the day, or 55 naira at the end of the day. So basically, that's what an exchange traded fund is. All that to need for you to purchase an ETF, you would need to open. So for example, in Nigeria, you need to, or abroad, you need to open brokerage accounts, right? So there are apps that help you to do that. So basically, how do you invest in ETFs in Nigeria, right? So basically, what you need to do is to open a stock brokerage account, right? Now, after opening a stock brokerage account, like using an app in Nigeria, then you will need to fund the brokerage account. So you need to put some money, maybe transfer some money into the account so you can that will help you to purchase it. And then when you do that, then you can now go ahead, find a broker, and then you will now purchase units of the different companies that you want to purchase, right? Now, for people that want to buy ETFs of international companies, right, from Nigeria, then you can use apps. You have different apps that you can use. Apps like Bamboo, Trove, Chaka, Rice Vest, right? So it helps you to buy companies of US stocks. You can buy US stocks. You can buy the S&P 500s, like basically those are like the top 500 companies in the in the US, right? So this apps basically help you to purchase fractional units of those companies, right? Remember the analogy of the basket I used, right? So it helps you spread your your investment. So now the advantages of ETFs basically apart from the fact that it's long term, is basically for long term investors. So it's not for short term, right? If you just want to do something short term, buy it and sell it off. So it's for long term investments. And then basically it helps you diversify your spread your portfolio. It helps you to diversify your investments as opposed to having just one investment. So if anything happens, it reduces that risk, right? It spreads your risk. So it helps for to diversify your portfolio, right? Now, for if you need to purchase foreign companies, you can purchase it for as little as $10 to $50, and it will help you to buy fractional shares of those companies, right? So it helps you to think long term for investment, basically. So I hope you'll be able to try this out. And but if you have any comments, thoughts, or on this topic, feel free to drop a comment under this video. Feel free to like, share. If you feel you want others to just have a basic introduction, understanding on this, feel free to like, share.